Hello everyone, and welcome to day 5 of 5 days of grief release. Ritual and ceremony. We have made it to the final day of this mini course. I really hope this course has offered you some insight and enlightenment for how to work with your grief in a way that can allow you to move and release. The final phase of our release, ceremony and ritual. Even our culture respects the ceremony of death, a funeral. But what about the other deaths? What about the deaths of relationships, habits, past selves? We must relearn the art of ritual and ceremony for our lineage. Today, I will teach you 3 small personal rituals. Please utilize what you can and bring the objects which are sacred to you with you as you enter ceremony. The main thing that we have forgotten is that ceremony is a headspace. It is something we enter into with our minds before we create the container outside of ourselves. It is something that we do with intention for every step. Anything can truly be a ceremony or a ritual. Our daily lives can be a ritual. We all have the ritual of waking up and brushing our teeth. Why can't we then make a ritual of honoring our grief? We must. It's as important as brushing our teeth. With any ceremony, you want to begin with an opening and end with a closing. This can be simple. It doesn't have to be complex. Life can be simple. Simplicity is the key to bringing back ritual. It can be ringing a bell, calling in the ancestors, opening the 4 directions, chanting, singing, smudging are all types of preparing the mind for ritual space. Secondly, creating an altar is an important part of ceremony because it brings a focal point into the ritual. It can be something as simple as a crystal, a feather, a leaf. Whatever you connect with or want to bring in sacred items will hold the energy of ritual for you to return to after. Essentially, ceremony and ritual is an act of mindfulness. Every item, word, and motion is tended to with mindfulness and intent. Nothing is done on a whim. You are moving in rhythm. Do what feels right for you and your lineage. We are going to begin with a ceremony of release. For the ceremony, you will need a few items. You need to write a letter. This can be to yourself, your love, the object of your grief, a person you wish you could say something to, a pet that has passed on, anything. It doesn't have to be pages, it could be 1 sentence. Something that is being held within you makes a big difference when we write it down on paper. At the time of ceremony, you need to have a place where you can use fire. If you cannot build your own small fire, you can use a candle. Just bring a metal tray on the side or something that can catch any ash. Open the ceremony with an incantation. The ceremony begins now. I begin the ceremony now. I ring this bell to begin the ceremony. I call in my ancestors as I begin this ceremony. Whatever you need to show a start. It can be something simple, or it can be in depth, whatever form you need. In this ceremony, we will light a fire or a candle. Read your letter completely out loud to the flame, as if the person you are speaking to is embodying the flame. Upon completion, you can choose to add any words or place some incense offerings into the fire. Once you are ready, burn the letter. Throw it in the fire. Or if you're indoors, I like to burn it over a baking tray. With the ashes, adorn your forehead. Say or do anything that feels necessary for you in your ceremony. Once you feel complete, close the ceremony before blowing out the flame or putting out the fire. Ring the bell, thank your ancestors, and then use your magic to blow out the flame. The second ceremony I want to introduce you today is called a celebration of life. This is another small, simple ceremony similar to the one before, except we are going to be focusing on our grief. We are going to honor someone who has died. A family member, a pet, a past version of ourselves, a relationship that has died, etc. Choose your object of celebration. To prepare for the ceremony, you will need a seed, a pot, or a bowl, or whatever, some dirt, and some water. With your prepared objects in front of you, open the ceremony in the way that you desire. During this ceremony, we are going to be speaking directly to the person or pet who has died. Speak directly to them. Speak directly to them, and telling them how you feel. Hold the seed in your hand. With the seed in your hand, speak what you need to speak. Do you miss them? Say it. Do you hate them? Say it. Are you broken because of their death? Are you broken because of their death? Say it. Have you grown because of their death? Say it. Holding the seed, we are going to recount at least one memory of this person, animal, object. Speak of them, who they were, and what they accomplished. Once this memory is spoken, take the seed and place it in the pot. With intention and mindfulness, gently add the soil on top of the seed. Perhaps you would like to sing or hum or chant during this process. Silence is okay too. After the soil has been laid, ask the seed to take your grief and transmute it into life. Take the water as if it were your own grief and water the seed. When you are complete, close the circle. But don't forget about the seed. Water it daily until you can put it into the earth. And at that point, hold another celebration of life and plant it in the earth. Because now your grief has created life, and allow it to grow. The final ritual we are going to talk about today is called a ritual of release. How is a ritual different from a ceremony? A ceremony is a small circle where you move through energy, but ritual is a step-by-step process. It is something we do before we do something else. It can be anything. Ritual can take place in any part of the day. I'm sure you already have multiple rituals in place, but you might not think about it that way. Bring the sacredness back into your rituals. How sacred is it that we can comb our hair every day? How sacred is it that we can wash our bodies with clean water every day and be birthed anew? This is a ritual in its truest form. With every step of the way, we put intention into it with our whole heart. Come to the ritual with the name of what you want to release on your lips. For this type of ritual, I like to go to a body of water, a river, an ocean, a waterfall. I like to be in nature because it inspires me. But if you can't access that type of water, you can also use your shower, your bathtub, whatever you need. The preparation for this ritual is 3 limes or lemons and 1 cup of coarse sea salt. The preparation is simple. We will make a body scrub from the lime and salt. If you have a blender, blend 3 lemons or limes fully, rinds and all. If you do not have a blender, squeeze out the juice and scrape out the pulp. Mix that with 1 cup of coarse sea salt. This is shower safe. You will begin at your choice of place, whether it be a river or your shower. Begin by anointing your body completely with the scrub. As you do so, find the places that hold this grief and scrub, scrub, scrub. Once you are covered head to toe, take a walk and find an object that pops out to you to represent your grief. Don't use something that has a heart hold. Use something found specifically for this ritual. It can be a leaf or a rock, a stone, a pebble, a flower. Sit in meditation with your object. Imagine yourself pulling all the heavy energy out of your body and into this object, filling it up. When you are ready, go to the water and throw the object in. Take all of your grief and throw it in the water. If you're using your shower, go outside and release the object. Or sometimes I use an object I can flush. Once you release your object, you yourself move into the water and rinse yourself off completely. Feel your body physically refreshed and scrubbed down. Have the intention of being brand new when you step out of the water. Once you are finished completely, wrap yourself up in a big towel or blanket and lay down on your side in the fetal position. Stay in this place and breathe for at least 5 minutes or until you feel complete. That wraps up the final day of our 5 days of grief release mini course. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, and I am so excited to hear your feedback from this course. I really hope this offered some insight to you on your personal process and journey with grief. Stay tuned for my online mentorship program. Much love to you, Familia.